Good morning, good morning, good morning. My name is Sean Dex and I welcome you back to the Mango Grove for this Ethereum USD analysis video. Ethereum making a strong move yesterday, just as we expected, bouncing off the bottom of our green box territory and driving all the way up to the top of our green box territory. Now the question is, are we going to see further upside? Are we going to break this resistance to the upside, or are we going to see the trace back that we talked about, perhaps all the way down to 191, 195? In this video, we'll be talking about just that. So let's get started. All right, so quick recap on what we've been talking about over the past couple of days. If you guys do remember, or if you guys haven't watched the videos yet, I'm going to do a quick summary. We did get this green box territory off a couple of levels, but I don't go through it all. Essentially, what were we looking for yesterday for our move, right? I can go ahead and turn on our Ichimoku. That would be the best template to look at right now. We were essentially looking at the bottom of this green box territory that lines up with our Kijun over here, right? You guys can see the red Kijun. I'm going to go ahead and thicken that out for you guys like I did yesterday, just so you guys know what I'm talking about. Okay, you see this line over here, right? This red line here that's coming and underlying the bottom of the green box territory, that gave us some good confluence, some good conviction for that trade. We were also looking for another thing to happen though. We took the trade at the bottom of the green box on the Kijun, right? I didn't get 201, I got around 203 point something point 203.25 if I remember. Okay, and I was also looking for Ethereum to close the day over the 205.96 level, right, which is this lighter red line over here, which is a 200 moving average. As soon as we did that, I would have more conviction in the trade. If we did not do that, I was likely going to close out my position and take the small profit, right? But something interesting did happen. Not only did we close the day over the 205 level, well, of course we did, but we had an early signal on that, right? If you go ahead and switch on over to your 12-hour. First, let's do this. I'm going to go ahead and put a horizontal line over here, okay, at the 205.96 level. That's what we were looking for yesterday, for Ethereum to close over the daily over that, right? But the 12-hour gave us an early sign. You can see that the 12-hour came and closed right above that. That was my big sign that, hey, this trade is probably going to go our way. Again, the keyword is probably, and I actually added onto my position right on the 12-hour close. Now, this is just one of the things that I do. It's a front run. Of course, it's a front run by all means. It could have gone against me because the day could have closed underneath, and I would not only have increased my overall average buy, but I'd have to close my position with a slightly less profit than what I would have initially had, right? Okay, so Ethereum, so right after that, right after we got that 12-hour close, we got the drive all the way up to the green box territory. But here's the thing, guys, here's the thing, nothing has changed in terms of me looking for that move further to the upside, all the way up to perhaps 256, maybe even all the way up to 290, which is this trend line over here. And another thing I do want to reference, right, this upper green box territory, which is lining up with our dotted trend line, it does seem to be getting some play. Now, this is not the only resistance levels I'm looking at. We can go ahead and clear everything out now, and we can also clear out horizontals, and I want to switch on over to the 2-day, and we're going to put back our Ichimoku template now, and I want to show you guys that we came and smacked right at the bottom of the cloud, and this is exactly what we were talking about yesterday, right? As long as Ethereum doesn't close a 2-day candle inside the green cloud, I want to see a 2-day candle close inside it. As you guys can see over here, the 2-day candle came and wicked into it, right? And this is where a lot of people get trapped. They get lured in by the market movers and market players into buying in over here, but all they do is give them liquidity, and then we get that rejection. Now, this is actually a sign for me, okay? Seeing this rejection over here makes me wonder if we do see that move down to around, hey, even the 2-day Tenkin, okay? The 2-day Tenkin is coming in at 194, the 2-day 200 MA at 186, 187-ish, and the weekly resistance that we talked about from yesterday, go ahead and turn on our horizontals, coming in at 191. So this zone over here is what I'd be targeting if I'm interested in a short. Now the question is, am I interested in a short? And yes, actually I am. Especially after what Bitcoin did right this morning. If you guys, I will be covering a Bitcoin video right after this. But Bitcoin made a very powerful move towards the upside, and keep in mind we're looking at the Ethereum USD chart, right? So what Bitcoin does on the USD chart will affect Ethereum on the USD chart. But Bitcoin closed underneath a major level that I will be talking about in the next video. Yes, it made a strong move, but it closed underneath a major level. Very, very similar to Ethereum in a way, right? Ethereum coming and making that move into the green Ichimoku over here, the cloud, but closing underneath. Now, if we do close a candle inside, I'll be looking for the move to the upside. But for now, I think we may see that pullback. Of course, I could be wrong, right? Again, guys, remember, don't get too sure about everything. You got to risk manage. When I do go ahead and look at the lower time frames, I'm getting indications of a possible pullback. This over here, right? This is where this. Okay. So last night, just to make everything just to be fully transparent with you guys, since some of you who are not watching these videos are not in the Telegram group, last night when Ethereum did make this drive all the way up, I did take profits at around 219ish. Okay, I did not take profits of my entire position. I took profits off, I think, around 45% of my position, maybe a little less. But the reason I left the other half was because I don't know whether Ethereum's going to keep going and break through the top of the box, close the candle above that. If it did, we were going to go all the way. Probably going to go all the way up to like 250 to 260ish, right? And I wanted to be part of that trade, but I wasn't too keen on that happening, right? Just looking at the entire macro picture. And what do you know, we do see that rejection. When I wake up this morning, I go ahead and I see this candle over here. I see a couple more candles. I'm like, you know what, that's it. I take all my profits, okay? But now I step back and I look, I'm like, okay, is there a short opportunity towards downside? Because I really do think that it doesn't need to happen, but I really do think that there's a good chance we do come down and meet this weekly resistance. And what do you know, the 1 day 200 MA is also coming. The 1 hour 200 MA, the 1 hour 200 MA is also coming down at around 194. So there's a lot of confluence at this level, right? But it is a long drive down, and people tend to think that Ethereum can't make a move like this. But hey, 11% move can come fast with the theme. 11% move towards the downside, and there's opportunity to be had over there, right? Are we seeing signs over here though? Okay, in my opinion, yes. As you can see, we did come down, okay, test the 10k, and yes, we didn't quite get there, bounce and get a bearish retest of this horizontal over here. Let me go ahead and draw that, and that's actually where I took a startup position. Okay, I'm not too convinced on my trade over here, so I wouldn't recommend you guys take this at all. But if you guys do look at this over here, we do have a bearish retest of I wouldn't call it a bearish retest. I don't even know whether I want to be using that terminology, but in my opinion, this could be a good at least for me a good starting point to get into the short trade if I'm looking for a theme to go to the downside. If I see multiple 1 hour candles close underneath this horizontal here, the dotted line, I'm not sure if you guys can see it, but I'm looking at around 290.168. As soon as the 1 hour candle closes underneath there, I'm like, okay, you know what, I'll take a starter position. It's not a big position at all. I don't have the conviction in this trade yet, okay? And when you don't have conviction in a trade, sometimes it's better to just not take the trade at all. But the reason I am, if I was looking at this trade on the lower time frames and I don't have the full conviction, I wouldn't take it at all. But on the high time frames, because I have my 2-day Ichimoku to play off, I'm like, you know what, I do have some nice edge on this trade, and because the theme moves so fast, I don't want to be caught with my pants down and not get a position at all. Okay, now I could be very well wrong on this trade, and if Ethereum does close multiple 1 hour candles, well, not even if I get an open and close above this level here on Ethereum, about 219, 220ish, I'll be getting out of the trade. Okay, I'll just get out of the trade and I'll look to reposition over here at 225. That being said, if we get the right signs, okay, I don't want to be a top picker. Remember, at Mango, we don't play tops, we don't play bottoms. We try and get the meat of the trade, right? So that being said, I do want to mention this. Go switch on over to a 12 hour, and yep, the Ichimoku right here. Ethereum is making it hard. Because as you can see, we didn't get all the way up to the 200 MA. By the way, guys, the 200 MA is now coming in and lining with our dotted trend line. Let me go ahead and clear out the Ichimoku over here for a second. You guys can see this dotted trend line that we've been marking over the past 2 days, right? We talked about how I got these lines. Go ahead and watch the previous videos, guys. And so this dotted trend line is lining up with the top of the 200 MA on the Ichimoku. And what was the move I was looking for? I was actually hoping for us to get all the way up to the 200 MA and see that rejection. If I saw that rejection and the fact that we're in the red cloud, I would then have more conviction in the trade, right? But now the question is, do we see that drive up now? Do we see one more drive up to the 200 MA, then get that rejection and then come down? That could very well happen. And if that is the case, I would be wrong about entering here, right? Guys, it doesn't matter if the move goes in my direction. If I enter the trade too early, I'm still wrong. As a trader, you need to understand that you only care about your profit and loss, not about being right on your direction, right? You could be right on your direction and you could still get liquidated, but it doesn't matter. You need to be like, you know what, I was wrong. Admit you're wrong and move on, man. You need to, again, I'm ranting a little bit here, but you need to start internalizing that being wrong is okay. Your PNL is what matters. Okay, cool. Going back to what I was saying, 200 MA did not get hit, making it hard. Okay, that's what makes it hard. But the 2-day is looking a little better because we did get that rejection off the cloud, but we'll have to be a little bit more patient to see this play out. Remember, 2-day candle takes 48 hours to close, right? So now I think we have a brand new 2-day candle. Yes, a brand new 2-day candle. We have to wait 48 hours to see this rejection and a playthrough. Okay, now what else could I be looking for? Okay, so we talked about the 12-hour, we talked about the 2-day. Let's go back on to the 1 hour and look for signs now to see, is there any weakness? We can look at our oscillators and see, is there anything happening over here? Oscillators are crossing down. Momentum is crossing on over down to the downside. I'll now be looking to see the 4 hours printing any bearish divergence. We did talk about this yesterday, double top bearish divergence, and it looks like we are putting the third drive in now on this bearish divergence. As you guys can see, we have between this point, and this point over here, and that's lining up with this point, and this point over here. So we're making highs over here, but making lower highs on the oscillators. If I see this cross, if I see the momentum cross to the downside as well on my Ethereum oscillators, I would be looking for a move at least down to 208, right? If that happens on the 12-hour, there's going to be spillover effect, I believe. Not really, but I think we would see 197, and because we're looking at 197 on the 12-hour, we'll likely see that wick down to 190. And you're seeing now how things can happen very, very fast. It is not unexpected to see Ethereum go down to 209 because, hey, that's where the 4-hour-21 EMA is. We do see those moves whenever Ethereum makes those drives up, testing the 21 EMA, and this time around, if we do that, we will trigger this 3-drive bearish divergence. Also, it would line up with the 2-day rejection of our Ichimoku, and hey, we may see that move to the downside. Again, that does not make Ethereum bearish. It does not make Ethereum bearish. It just means that we're having a pullback, getting a little bit more healthy before the next move to the upside. However, if this does line up with Bitcoin getting rejected at the top of that formation, I don't know, call it a descending triangle or symmetrical line, it doesn't freaking matter. If you do see that drive to the downside, then that would line up with him making perhaps a further move below 190-ish. Am I leaning towards that? No, I'm not really leaning towards that, but I do want to give you guys all possibilities. We do not talk about moon targets here. We talk about both sides here, so you guys can be prepared as traders. Okay, so as you can see, the Tenkin and the Kijun coming in at around the Tenkin and the 200 MA on the 2-day coming in around this level over here, 194 and 187. If you go on over to the 1 hour again on the Ichimoku, and you can see that lining up very, very well over here, right? So if we do lose this level over here at 219-ish, and we do see that pull through, the pullback, I'll be targeting first we'd be looking at around 215 to around 212. That's if you're playing the lower time frames, guys, and you're highly leveraged. That's a good trade to be had nonetheless. Doesn't matter, you close at the Kijun. If you do lose the Kijun, I'll then be looking at on over to the cloud, right? But I think we'll penetrate the cloud at the very least and wick down to 205. If you do close, if you wick at around 205 and close around 207, 208, we could get another retest at 212. That would be your sign if you're looking at the higher time frames to get that shortened. Okay, if you're looking at the higher time frames and you don't want to honestly, what I'm doing right now by front running a slight position, I don't recommend at all. The reason I'm doing it is because I had such a good day yesterday, right? I had a really good Ethereum trade, as you guys can see. My Bitcoin trade also went really, really well, from 9,700 all the way up to 10,245-ish, where I closed today. And then my Chainlink trade went well too. I can kind of take some extra risk. You shouldn't be doing that, but I'm feeling good about this one, and I could very well be wrong. I'm okay being wrong on this one, and I'm okay taking my loss. That's how I how I'm framing it in my mind. At least it doesn't matter too much. However, if you want to be a little bit more conservative, you can wait for some levels to play out, wait for the retest of the Kijun, perhaps the EMA 21, where's that coming in? That's coming in all the way up over here. EMA 200 is okay, down at the bottom, lining at the bottom of the cloud. So your purple line over here, guys, which is your EMA 200 EMA on the 1 hour, lining at the bottom of the cloud over here. So if we do lose these guys over here, I would be targeting 200 EMA at around around $200, 198ish. If we close inside the green cloud, right? You got to take it step by step if you're looking at the lower time frames. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. However, if you're looking at the 2-day, it is a lot simpler, right? You can just simply get your trade in and wait patiently for it to play out. But patience is easier said than done. It's one of the things in trading that you say, hey, just be patient, man. But our emotions get the better of us, and that's why we miss out on some really, really good trades, right? Patience is one of the things that if you do master can make your trading life very, very profitable. Okay, cool. So we talked about Ethereum USD. We can now go ahead and do a quick overview on what ETHBTC is doing. Jesus Christ, this chart is getting really, really messy. Again, I'll do a quick recap on what I'm looking for. So switch on over to a daily. We tested the key zone over here, which is lining at around 202. We took our trade over there. We closed over the 200 MA on the daily. We tested the top of the green box territory. Now the question is, do we close over? If we close a candle over 225 to 230-ish, right? 234-ish, I think you could say, to be safe. Yeah. If we close anywhere above this territory over here, this is all resistance. I'd be looking for a big move all the way up to 255, 265. If we do see that rejection on this resistance over here, then I'd be looking for a move all the way down to first 206 and then perhaps 202 and then 190-ish, right? Take it one step at a time. That's pretty much a summary on what Ethereum USD is doing. Now we can go on over to ETHBTC. And Binance chart is what we were looking at yesterday, right? And oh Jesus Christ, yeah. So I haven't looked at this chart at all since yesterday. As you guys can see, all of these lines over here is what we drew yesterday. And what do you know? Let me clear these lines out for you guys. So apologies, guys. Okay, we don't need to clear those out. I'll clear out the rest later. Okay, cool. So what do you know? ETHBTC actually coming in and closing within our green box territory on the Bitcoin chart as well, right? Yes, we did wick all the way up over here. In fact, we made it all the way up to almost all the way up to these levels over here. In fact, we marked the wicks as well as the horizontal, as well as the candle closes, and you'll see that we touched the top of this zone over here, but we closed within. Now we're in the middle of the range. ETHBTC is not making it easy either, but we did close within this green box territory. How do we get this green box territory? I am forgetting. The bottom of this green box territory, I believe, is these guys over here. Yeah, I do. Yeah, it is the top of this green box territory. However, I think that's the cloud, right? I think that is the cloud. I think we got rejected by the cloud on the daily. Did we? Yes, we did. Okay, cool. So Ethereum BTC is doing something similar as Ethereum USD, right? We penetrated the cloud but closed outside. We closed outside, getting rejected by the cloud, getting rejected by the zone over here. Now the question is, do we see that follow through and close within? If we do see the follow through and close within the cloud, a full body daily candle close within the cloud, I'd be looking for the move all the way up to 0.25, right? The 200 MA will probably come in and line down with the top of the cloud over here. I'd be looking for that move. If we don't though, and we do close underneath, if we close a daily candle underneath 0.02, which is this zone over here, the bottom of my yellow box territory, then I'd be looking for a move to the Tenkin and the Kijun. And we talked about this yesterday, right? I wouldn't be surprised if we see a retest of this level over here. If we get that bullish cross and get that retest, that would set me up at the very least for an ETHBTC trade. For now though, I'm going to be patient and wait for that. Okay, so that's pretty much it for ETHBTC trade, for the ETHBTC chart. I don't want to go too much into it. I want to keep this video short and sweet. I do believe most of you in the Mango Telegram group are trading the USD chart, so that should be good, right? And this should help to either way. For now, the trade to be had is patience. If you can be patient and wait for the more obvious trade, you make some good money, man. Now the question is, when does the obvious trade come? Just be patient. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm going to start with the BTC USD video in a few minutes. I'll try and get this one uploaded as soon as possible. Throw this one a like, throw it a share, hit the bell icon so you are notified when I upload these videos. I'll see you guys soon. Ciao.